Hey, welcome to the Nets. What did it mean to you to get this, not only get this opportunity, but to receive the outpouring of support and excitement from your peers?
Yeah, it meant so much. Obviously, having your peers respect is everything. I learned that a long time ago that, some people see you one way, some people see you another way, but having your peers respect is what's really important. And so for all those guys to tweet that and support it, it made me feel really good, I just thankful for it, humbled by it, and really, really blessed.
Hey, Jamal. It's Brian Lewis from the New York Post. Welcome.
How you doing?
I had a quick question. In watching your Players Tribune, you says, listen, I know I'm still playing or can play at this high level, even if for whatever reason some teams didn't see it or may have doubted it. I'm curious, what's been in your mind the secret to this longevity that at 40, you're the oldest active player and your last month was your best month or highest scoring month?
Just staying in love with the game. When you're in love with it, you're willing to do anything it takes, whether it be cold tubs or foam rolling or massages, acupuncture, whatever it might be, changing your diet, which my wife did years ago for me. Before I even knew she was changing it, she was slipping waters and different things on me. But I think when you love the game purely, all those things you're willing to do and sacrifice. And for me, I love it purely, and I think that's the only reason why I'm still playing at this point.
Christian Winfield.
Going on, Jamal? Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. Just curious, can you kind of walk us through how you I guess balance the thought of returning to play and taking this opportunity versus the threat of the coronavirus and kind of spreading that? How did you kind of sort through that in your decision to actually come back?
Well, I'm sorry to cut you off. Well, I talked it over with my family. My wife was like, you have to go do this. My son felt the same way. Obviously, the NBA took all the proper measures, and the protocols have been unbelievable. Even the quarantine part for the last 6 days has been hard, but, it's stuff you have to do. And for me, I said I'm willing to take the chance because I feel like they got all the bases covered. Nothing's 100%. If we can stay close to that as possible and keep player safety first, for me, it was a no-brainer. The opportunity to play on a team that's in the playoff hunt, a team that is trying to look to improve with vets out. I feel like for me it'd be a great situation, and I was honored that I got the call.
Alex Schiffer.
Hey, Jamal. It's Alex Schiffer with The Athletic. Welcome. I was curious just with your familiarity with this roster coming into the situation. I know you know Karis a little bit and obviously played with DeAndre, even though he's not down there with you. Did you watch Nets a lot this year, and where do you think you can help this team the most?
I did. Actually watched, obviously, playing with DJ. Kevin and Kai are probably amongst two of my closest friends in the league, so I watched them and support them anyway. Kevin didn't play, obviously, but Kai was playing. And just young, talented team, veterans, I think they have a great mix. I think Sean has done an unbelievable job. I think JV in the 2 games he coached was really good. I love watching him and being a part of what he's doing as well. He's so uplifting, and I think he gives guys freedom on the court. And when you give your players that kind of freedom, it takes the thought out of the game. So I'm excited about bringing leadership, bringing playmaking, bringing scoring, bring whatever's asked of me. Whatever's asked of me, I try to do the best of my ability and try to help the team to stretch run.
Steve Popper.
Yeah, hey, Jamal. I know that you've talked about wanting to be back in the league this year. Have you thought beyond this year that what this could do to springboard you? And you talk about your relationship with Kevin and Kyrie, that maybe this is a longer-term fit for you?
No, I haven't thought about it. I had made plans last summer, like, I get a contract at the beginning of the season. It didn't work out that way. So, like I said, if you have plans, God will tell you, that's kind of funny. Let me show you this. So for me, I'm just trying to stay in the moment, not take any of it for granted, and just really enjoy this process that I'm in now. And then, the future will be the future. But now I want to focus on what's in front of me.
Tom Dowd.
Hi, Jamal. Tom Dowd, BrooklynNets.com. First of all, how was your first practice session today? And also, is there anything different about stepping into this particular situation than, approaching acclimating to a team in kind of more normal circumstances?
Yeah, it's different, obviously, because they have the continuity of being together for pretty much all year, and kind of being thrown together and still have something to play for is different, but it's fun. It's a challenge, and I think that's something that can keep all of us engaged, in tune, listening to JV, and fighting for that playoff spot, and hopefully moving up in the playoffs as well. So it's an interesting dynamic, but it's not something that we frown upon. We're excited about the opportunity, and then we'll go from there.
Nick?
Jamal, it's great to see you again, man. I know how hard you work to stay in shape for this moment. Were you surprised that the phone call finally came from a team to bring you back into the league?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it didn't feel real in some sense. Like, I was going to sleep that night, and I woke up like, did this really happen, or was I dreaming? Like, did the Nets really call, and I really, signed a contract with them or agreed to a contract? And it was real, and I thank God. I thank all the people that supported me, and it's a blessing. It really is, because I've been on the outside for a year, and once it gets to a certain point, you're not sure that call is going to happen, and you kind of have to face that reality as well. So for me, I was trying to find a balance and kind of go through it in my mind. So this call coming was a blessing, and I'm just really, really happy about it.
Tim Reynolds?
Hey, Jamal. Tim Reynolds with the AP. In this NBA, I mean, look, games aren't in the 80s or 90s anymore. I mean, this NBA it's about scoring. It's the last time you played, I think you dropped a 50 piece, if I recall correctly. Did it make any sense to you that it took all year for someone to finally say? I mean, I know you're a man of faith, and I appreciate that, but how did you not get frustrated waiting on when you seem to still fit perfectly in this league?
No, Tim, to be honest with you, I went through a range of emotions. So I was frustrated at the beginning. I didn't understand. I didn't know what happened. I was like, well, character-wise, I just won Teammate of the Year, so I think that part's solid as far as being in the locker room. Obviously, I had a different role as far as leadership last year, but when the time came like, hey, go play, I was able to still show I can play at a high level, so I didn't understand it. But then from that point, I just took it the other way, and I was like, you know what, if God said your last game is a 51-point game off the bench, then that's a heck of an exit. So I tried to find the peace within that, and I got a chance to spend time with my family, but I'm so happy to be back. Thank you.
And last question, Dan.
Hey, Jamal. Dan Wyke with the LA Times.
Hey,
good
Dan.
to see you. Good to see you in an NBA uniform.
Thank you.
I'm curious, in the time from when the bubble started to when you got there, how much time did you spend on social media keeping up with what was happening inside? I know there's that one NBA Bubble Life Twitter account and stuff like that. How much did that prepare you for what you walked into?
For me, I followed some of it, but I kind of had to detach myself because the phone wasn't ringing immediately when I knew there would be a season. So I was trying to look at the schedule, like, oh, I'll watch the games when they come. I was excited to watch basketball. But when the phone rang, and I was like, wow, I'll sacrifice whatever it takes. I'm seeing a lot, obviously, on social media with different people. I'm just happy to be here, and I know what I'm here for. So everything else is secondary. I'm here with my teammates to play basketball and compete, and that's why I'm here. I'm excited about that.